The Texas Rangers came to Cleveland hot and have done nothing to curtail that in the first 3 games of this series. The Indians need to win today to avoid being swept at home for the first time since the 05 season. Mitch Talbot will try to follow up his strong start in Toronto next on Sports Time Ohio. It's a gorgeous day in Cleveland, Ohio. Once again, a hot day as the Indians get set to battle the Texas Rangers, whose bats have been very hot in this series. Game 4 in the finale, along with Rick Manning. I'm Al Pulowski. Thanks for joining us here today as the Indians try and avoid the sweep to Texas. And Rick, when you talk about this Texas Rangers team, thank goodness Josh Hamilton not in the lineup today, but Hamilton and Cruz again last night with the long ball.
They have made an imprint in the series so far. Last night, Carmona made 2 bad pitches. One was in the first inning to Hamilton. That went for a 2-run home run. And then in the 7th, a slider. He left middle of the plate. He knew it as soon as he let it go. That was the 4 runs in the ball game. You can't do much better than Carmona did except for 2 pitches, and the big bats are right there. You can see what they've done in the series. Hamilton not playing today. A couple of home runs, 6 ribbies. Nelson Cruz is in there. He has 4 ribbies, a couple of doubles, also 2 home runs.
All right, so we'll see what Nelson Cruz does today without Josh Hamilton in the lineup. And time now to take a look at our pitching matchup for today's game, brought to you by the Jeep brand. We don't just make SUVs, we make history.
Well, C.J. Wilson, who's had a very consistent year for the Texas Rangers, 5-3, 332 this year. He is 1-2 on the road, so you have a better chance, but he averages 8 strikeouts per 9 innings. Going up against Mitch Talbot. Mitch this year 2-1, coming off a very good start in Toronto. He needs to be on top of his game today, going up against a hot-hitting Texas Rangers ball club. He's going to have to cut it. He sinks it. He's got a very good changeup. In his last start, had a very good slider as well. So hopefully Mitch Talbot can get on track, keep him in the ball game, and the offense can score some runs for Mitch.
So it's Talbot against Wilson on a hot day here today in downtown Cleveland. We'll have the starting lineups and the play-by-play for you coming up next. And also something very special for you today as we'll mic up third base coach Steve Smith. We'll have that for you and more coming up. Stay tuned. Sun-splashed Progressive Field on a Sunday afternoon. Indians and Rangers getting ready to go here in just a few moments. Let's check in now with the starting lineup for Texas and see who starter Mitch Talbot will be facing 1 through 9, with Josh Hamilton getting a day off today for the Rangers. But their lineup still very formidable. Kinsler up top, Andrus, Young, Beltre are the first 4, Cruz in the 5-hole. Moreland moves up to 6. Then it's Napoli, Murphy, and Endy Chavez, who in this series 7 for 9 in 2 games. He's in center field today.
Mitch Talbot making his 5th start of the year, coming off a beauty in Toronto where he went 6 2/3 innings. He gave up 6 hits, just the 1 run. He did walk 3, and he struck out 3. The key for Mitch Talbot this afternoon is going to be left-handed hitters for that Texas Ranger lineup, because they are hitting .514 in the series. And on the year, Mitch Talbot has given up a .400 batting average to left-hander. So that's going to be a big matchup.
And he'll see a right-hander first, and Ian Kinsler, one of the few Rangers that are in a slump. He's hitless in 15 straight at-bats now over his last 4 games, and his average has fallen from 241 to 224.
But the thing of it is, 3 times he's been on base in the series via walk, he has scored. So good to keep him off the bases.
First pitch swinging right center field fly ball. Should be an easy play. Shin-Soo Choo hauls it in. 1 out here in the first inning.
Take a look at the Indians defense, brought to you by Pat O'Brien Chevrolet, saluting the men and women defending our country and watching on the Armed Forces Network. Kearns is in left, Brantley in center, Choo back in right, Everett's at third, Asdrubal at short, Orlando at second, Laporta is at first, Santana behind the dish.
And the umpires for today's game: Tim Timmons behind the plate, Mark Carlson at first, Jeff Kellogg at second, Eric Cooper is at third. And Elvis Andrus steps in. 1 out and nobody on here in the first inning. Elvis 1 for 3 last night, had a run scored. Took a walk in the first inning, scored on the Josh Hamilton 2-run homer. And here he takes strike 1 from Mitch Talbot.
Mitch made 1 start against the Rangers last year in Arlington last July. It was a loss. He went 5 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits. It was a 4-3 Rangers win. Mitch has been very good on the road this year. This is only his 3rd start here in this ballpark.
Just missed there with that pitch. 3-1 to Elvis Andrus. Andrus breaks his bat. Matt Laporta trying to make a play as he lays out there in foul ground. Couldn't do it, but it's a round of applause from the fans over there along the first base side.
Now here's another ball. He did this in Toronto one time too. Really no chance to catch the ball. And he dives for it.
Matt Laporta getting the start today. 3-2 to Andrus. Hits that one on the ground and through into right field for a base hit. So Andrus aboard with 1 out here in the first inning for Texas.
Well, then this young man comes up, and you can see that ball look like a 2-seamer upstairs. Easier for him to go the other way, but finds the hole between first and second. He is, I think, the ideal number 2 hitter from the right side of the plate. He can hit that hole. He can turn on the ball. He can bunt. He can run.
And he's 6 for his last 9 now at the plate. Here's Michael Young hitting in the 3-hole. Once again, he's the DH. And Talbot's going to keep a close eye on Elvis Andrus. 19 for 19 in stolen bases this year. That's the most stolen bases without a caught stealing in the majors.
That's a pretty nice string, because, you know, people start paying attention to you when they know you can steal bases. So they're throwing out. The Indians tried to pitch out the other night, a couple of games ago, and he still stole the base.
There's a strike to Young. Yeah, Andrus has been successful in 28 straight steal attempts if you go back to last year, including the postseason.
That means he's getting it. He knows. And Gary Pettis is normally their first base coach. He's missing some time now due to graduation for someone in his family. But, you know, he used to be a very good base stealer. So it's transferring. He's starting to get it. He knows the pitchers. He knows counts, the situations, and that's all part of base stealing. It's another part of the game that if you want to be good at, you have to learn. It's no different than defense, than offense. Base stealing's just as tough.
Young hits that one hard to right center field. Choo going over, and he will haul it in. Andrus is at second base. Indians have a chance to double them up. Here's the throw, and he could not pull it in. Matt Laporte at first. Wow, what a gun by Chu. Almost doubled Andrus off first base.
Well, he didn't think there was any chance that Chu was going to catch up to that ball. And that ball was slicing back to Chu in right field. He ended up making a fine running catch. Andrus gets back, and that ball had to short hop Laporta. Because here comes Chu throwing it all the way. Let's see. Here he comes. If he picks it, it did. It short hopped him. He couldn't come up with it. And he did a nice job. See, he says, okay, that ball's in there. I'm going to take off. Uh-oh. He caught it. Let me get back. He had to touch second base. He does. There's the throw, and Laporta couldn't come up with it.
So 2 outs here in the first inning. Adrian Beltre down the right field line. Chu into the corner, and this one is out of play and foul.
That wind's pushing it a little bit that way. You can see it blowing in from right center, a touch, affecting some of the balls that the right-handers are hitting.
And it's definitely blowing left to right and a little bit in as well. There's the flag for you. Out in right center field.
Beautiful day, though.
Oh, gorgeous. So Andrus still at first base now with 2 outs for Beltre, who has an 0-1 count. He leads the major leagues with 7 games of 3+ RBIs this year. Though he's batting just .251, he has 43 runs batted in. Good fastball there for Mitch Talbot. 0-2 now the count to Adrian Beltre, the third baseman for Texas, cleaning up tonight. That one fouled at the plate. So the count remains 0-2. Well, the Rangers without Josh Hamilton in the lineup this year, Rick, are 15-21. With him 18-5. So maybe finally a stat goes Cleveland's way here in the final game of this series.
Now they still have a pretty good offense without him, and he's starting to hit. Homered in the last 2 games, so it's nice to see he's not in the lineup. But obviously Ron Washington giving him the day off.
There's Hamilton. Again, the 0-2 pitch to Beltre. Hit on the ground to third. Everett makes a nice running throw and retires Beltre. And the Rangers are retired here in the top of the first inning. They leave 1. Indians coming to bat. Coming to bat, and the starting lineup for the Tribe is brought to you today by Progressive Insurance. Progressive, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Brantley in the leadoff spot, then Orlando Cabrera, followed by Asdrubal Cabrera, once again hitting in the 3-hole, and you see his numbers on the last 25 games. Santana, Duncan, and Chu, the middle third, then Laporta, Kearns, and Adam Everett.
30-year-old left-hander C.J. Wilson toes the rubber for the Texas Rangers. He is 5-3 at .332 earned run average. He is 1-1 in his career against the Indians with 3 saves. Against left-handed hitters, they are hitting .215 with 2 home runs. Right-handers, .241 with 6 home runs. This guy has 4 10-plus strikeout games this year. He averages over 8 per game, and he's got a good changeup, and he is a quality left-handed starter, no question about it.
And Michael Brantley steps in, 1 for 4 last night against left-hander Derek Holland, who threw the complete game shutout. Brantley this season hitting .254 against left-handed pitching. And it's 2-0 to the Indians' leadoff hitter. Adrian Beltre in on the grass at third. You get a look at him there. And there's a strike to Brantley. And strike 2, so C.J. Wilson nailing that inside corner here to even the count.
You know, he's got a tough act to follow because I don't know how much better you can do than what Derek Holland did last night. He walked 1, struck out 4, and gave up just 5 hits. Complete game.
Brantley stays alive. Now Wilson has made 3 straight quality starts, going 1-1 over that time, a .315 ERA. One bugaboo's been the long ball. Last season, he gave up 10 for all of 2010, an average of a home run every 20.4 innings pitched. This year, 8 homers already, an average of a home run every 10.2.
Now, take this into consideration. He pitches in a ballpark that is very homer-friendly, you know, in Texas. So when you give up 10 home runs, that's not bad. I don't think for a whole year it's outstanding.
No, last year very good. And a full count here to Brantley. He fouls that one away.
You know, the difference between him on home and road for C.J. Wilson, he's 4-1 at home in 7 games, but they're averaging 6 runs per game for him there. On the road, he's 1-2. They're averaging just a hair over 3, so that's the big difference.
And Brantley works the walk for the Tribe to start off the first inning.
Let's take a look at the Home Depot defense for the Texas Rangers this afternoon. In the outfield from left to right, it's Murphy, Chavez, and Cruz. On the infield, third to first, it's Beltre, Andrus, Kinsler, and Moreland. Mike Napoli is behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Orlando Cabrera once again in the 2-hole today. Orlando 3 hits shy of 2,000 for his career. He'll bat with Brantley on first base here in the first inning. And strike 1 from C.J. Wilson, who has a fastball, curve, slider, and change. Wilson's fastball, a very good one, also has some sink to it. There's a ground ball to second. Kinsler flips to short for 1. Andrus a little trouble getting the ball out, but still made the relay throw. And it's a double play, 4-6-3.
Thought Kinsler might take that ball by himself, you know, and just step on second base instead of the quick flip, but he figures it's going to be much easier. Even though Andrus double clutched, still plenty enough time to get Cabrera.
So quickly 2 away for the Tribe here in the first inning for Asdrubal Cabrera, the Indians' hottest hitter right now. First pitch swinging, a grounder to shortstop. Elvis Andrus makes the throw, and the Indians retire. Three down here in the first inning. Scoreless after one as we head to the second in downtown Cleveland. What's sweet and tart, cool and refreshing? McDonald's McCafe Frozen Strawberry Lemonade. By your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. And by AT&T. Great day for boating on Lake Erie. Sunny, warm, but a nice breeze blowing here as we go to the second inning. Rangers and Tribe. Texas trying to win now their fifth straight. Indians trying to avoid a four-game losing streak, which would be their first four-game losing streak of the season.
Well, you have to avoid that. You don't want to get swept four straight by any team in your ballpark, especially the way they've been playing here this year.
Nelson Cruz, second pitch, hits it on the ground to Adam Everett. Makes a nice play. One out for the Rangers here in the second inning. And we have third base coach Steve Smith mic'd up today. Let's hear what he had to say to Matt Laporta about that diving pop-up play.
Not a pop-up, you weren't even close. I'm talking about, would he been out?
Oh, he would have been out if I could have got it.
Short pick.
I tried to get out because it was either going to be like
No, you got to pop it.
I tried to just get out there as far as I could.
Kind of what you said, Rick.
Well, no, you don't dive for a ball when you have no chance of catching it. The only thing you can do is hurt yourself. I know he's fired up. He had yesterday off, but Smitty's just saying, hey, come on now, relax.
So one out here for the Rangers in the second. Mitch Moreland moves up to the 6 hole today. He's hit safely in 9 of his last 10. And batting .400 in his last 6 games. 2-0 from Mitch Talbot with one out here in the second inning. Nobody on. And he hits that one hard to center field. Back goes Brantley, and he's looking up. This ball is gone. It's into the bullpen, and the Rangers have a 1-0 lead on the solo home run by Mitch Moreland, his 8th of the year.
Left-handers have been doing the damage in this series, and this guy, he is strong. He hits this one way out of here. Let's take a look at the Time Warner Cable pitch tracker, and you'll see a fastball up. Middle of the plate. Just a great pitch to drive, and he stayed on it, and I mean halfway up into that bullpen. So Texas will take a 1-0 lead as Moreland hits his 8th home run.
So the Rangers on the board first. And now Mike Napoli, one out and nobody on. He had last night off. Mike Napoli, though, been doing pretty well on this road trip for Texas. This is their 7th game. They'll return home after this ball game today. He's batting .359. And quickly 0-2 to Napoli. That one hit on the ground up the first baseline, and it'll roll foul. And Mitch Talbot had to take a slide there to avoid contact with Napoli.
Well, he was going to get the ball. You're right. They were going on a collision course, so he wanted to get the ball when it was in fair territory. But it started to spin foul, and it's going foul, and you're going to hit a collision. So Mitch tries to stop and then loses his footing. And then you got to pick it back up before it goes fair again, which Laporta does.
Mitch looks like he's okay. Count remains 0-2 to Mike Napoli. Napoli checks his swing. In time, says first base umpire Mark Carlson. And strike three call. Mitch Talbot paints the outside corner. Napoli's in disagreement, but Talbot has his first strikeout and the second out of the inning for Texas.
Well, look at the pitch on the outside corner. It's right there. That's a perfect pitch. And I guess if you're going to be Mike Napoli, you better tell him, okay, if you're going to call that on me, you better give that pitch to my pitcher. Those hitters, man, they don't like the corners being called like that. It's tough enough to hit.
David Murphy batting 1-0 to Talbot. Now 1-1. Rick, when you played, have you noticed a change in the strike zone?
Yeah, up and down I have. Yeah, they don't call a pitch a belt high anymore. It's a rarity to see an umpire call a high pitch. Back then, it was above the belt by, I'd say, 2 or 3 inches. They used to call, strikes up there. So, east and west are in and out. It's pretty much the same, but up and down it isn't. So now that's a ball. See, that used to be a strike, but that's a ball. But a lot of hitters swing at it and used to swing at it because it's so much easier to see. It's a ball that it's elevated. It's nice and easy to pick up. See, that probably would have been a strike called, but if he takes that would have been a ball.
Murphy punches that one down the left field line. He rounds first base, takes a look and a big turn, but he'll stay right there with the single. So a 2-out single for Murphy, third hit of the day for the Rangers. They have a runner on with 2 outs here for Endy Chavez.
And that's why you give Hamilton the day off, because this guy can play now for back-to-back days. They gave Chavez the day off after having 7 hits in the first 2 games. Murphy played last night because he put up good numbers against Carmona, and now he's back in there again today, gets a base hit the other way, and you get him some playing time. So managers like to mix and move, and right now they're playing very well offensively, so he can afford to do it.
And here is Endy Chavez. We had last night off, as Rick mentioned, but for this series, 7 for 9.
Endy Chavez, I think he changed his name to Rod Carew. Everything he's hitting is finding a hole. I mean, he ended up staying on this ball club, and after they activated Bourbon from the disabled list, they just sent him down to Round Rock and down at AAA and kept Chavez on the roster, and you can see why. He can play center field. He can play some left field. Hamilton can do both. They also have Gentry on that roster that can play center field as well.
Broken bat, and the way Chavez is going, of course that would make it into center field for a single. So now the Rangers with 2 on and 2 out here in the second inning. And we'll go back to the top of the order and Ian Kinsler.
Boy. Well, the school year winds down and summer is soon to arrive. So time to head out to Progressive Field and enjoy an Indians game with family and friends. There are prices and plans for every fan. Create your memory starting at just $8. Get your tickets at Indians.com. So let me see. 3 out of the 4 Texas hits, again, coming from left-handed batters. Coming into today, they were hitting over 500 in the series, and that's going to go up.
And against Talbot this year, lefties came into today's game batting .400 against him, while righties were hitting just .222. Kinsler flew out to right his first time up. He's 0 for his last 16, but could break out of that slump at any time. He hits that one hard to right center field. Brantley moving over, though. The wind should knock this one down. It does. And the Rangers are retired here in the second inning, but they add a run on the Mitch Moreland solo blast. It's 1-0 Texas as we head to the bottom of the second. Boy, those are nice.
Beer goggles. Al, I can see you in those. I really can.
Can you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Think I should pick up a pair?
No question. I'll buy them for you.
Well, I appreciate that. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Carlos Santana to lead it off. Hitters 4, 5, and 6 for the Tribe. He'll be followed by Duncan and Chu. And it's ball 1 to Carlos Santana. Now 2-0 to Carlos, who's been coming alive of late. He's hit safely in 7 of his last 9. During that time, Rick batting .370, has 3 doubles and 3 runs batted in. And since May 3rd, .267.
Well, what you say is baby steps when you're talking about hitting, and it's a constant, upgrade and improvement, and continue to do it on a daily basis. It's the one thing this year is so long. It's a constant battle.
3-0 to Santana. There's the strike. Well, and even though the Indians have now lost 8 of their last 11, Rick, as you said, the season is so long, and every team goes through a stretch or stretches like this during a season, even the ones that end up winning the World Series.
No question. They're hitting their bump in the road right now. There's no question about it. Their pitching hasn't been as good. Offensively, they're struggling. Defensively, they've struggled a little bit, so they've just got to tighten the reins in and find a way to get it back to where they were.
How about C.J. Wilson? Comes back from a 3-0 count to strike out Carlos Santana, his first K of the day. And let's take a look at today's trivia question, brought to you by AT&T. Since 2004, AL players have had a 30 home run season and a 30 stolen base season. Name them. Well, 2 come to mind right off the bat for me, but The other two might take some thought. We'll have the answer for you coming up later, right here on the broadcast. Our AT&T trivia question. There's Shelly Duncan, who takes ball one from C.J. Wilson, or, yeah, ball one. They put strike up on the scoreboard. It is a ball. Well, Shelly hit the ball hard last night, Rick. 3 lineouts, but nothing to show for it. And a swing and a miss for Shelly. So 2-1 to the Indians' designated hitter. Duncan has hit lefties well this season, batting .310 against them. When Shelley's one of those guys, Rick, he does not get cheated when he takes a swing up there.
No, he lets it all go. You know, he's one of the guys, he's trying to pull everything. He doesn't try and shoot it to right field. He doesn't give in when he gets 2 strikes. You make a mistake, he can hit it a long way.
Well, he swings and misses there and is the second strikeout victim of the inning. Second strikeout of the game for C.J. Wilson. 2 outs for Shin-Soo Choo. Check in with our minor league report right now, brought to you by Kia Motors. Lonnie Chisenhall last night, 3 more runs batted in. Tied the game with a 2-run double in the 9th this season. The numbers on Chisenhall started off slow the first couple of weeks, but it's been pretty steady for the rest of the way. Lonnie Chisenhall, third baseman at AAA Columbus. And we'll see Lonnie at some point. Shin-Soo Choo fouls that one back. Well, this is the first time he started in the 6-hole this year. And in his 32nd career start as a 6-hole batter, Rick, batting .363, so he likes this slot in the order. Grounds that one towards the hole. Ian Kinsler had him played that way. And retires Choo for the 3rd out of the inning. Drive goes 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 3rd. 1-0 Texas. The game to see what our Miller Taste Greatness moments will be. 1-0 Texas on a Mitch Moreland solo shot in the 2nd inning. And speaking of Miller Lights, got some of the fans enjoying a Miller Lite on a hot day here today at the ballpark. Here's Elvis Andrus to lead it off for Texas. He singled his first time up. 1-1 the count here. Andrews from Caracas, Venezuela, signed as a free agent by the Braves in 2005, and he'll turn 23 this August, Rick, and hard to imagine that he's only 22 years old and already it feels like he's been around for a little while.
It certainly has. But yes, it has. He's going to be around for quite a while, I would think.
2-2 now the count to Elvis Andrus. Now, he was asked if he was named after Elvis Presley, of course, the obvious question, and he says he honestly doesn't know. Andrus said he asked his mother a number of times, but she never told him. Said maybe his dad liked Elvis. And there's a deep fly ball to left field for Andrus, and that one is gone. It's on the home run porch. Elvis Andrus delivers the solo home run, his third of the year, and Texas takes a 2-0 lead.
Well, both on the long ball. They are showing their power in this series. And the little guy, he comes down and in with a changeup. It speeds up his bat, 81 miles an hour, and it sinks right into the barrel head. This guy uses the whole field. I mean, you try and throw him away, he slaps it that way. He speeds up his bat here with the changeup down and in, and he hits it onto the home run porch. That is his third homer.
So 2-0 Texas on a couple of solo home runs here today, and now Michael Young, who lined out to right his first time up. Oh, 0-2 to Michael Young, who's hit the ball pretty well this series, but it's only 2 for 15 as he's had a number of baseballs caught, including that rundown by Shin-Soo Choo back in the first inning.
Yeah, he made a nice running catch.
One and two here to the Ranger designated hitter. And Young tried to check, couldn't do it. Second strikeout today for Mitch Talbot. And the first out of the inning here in the third for Texas. Let's take a look at yesterday's great clip of the game, brought to you by Great Clips. Asdrubal Cabrera with some great defensive plays. He's been doing this all year, both at the plate and in the field. Relax, you're at Great Clips. Here's Asdrubal. So one out for Adrian Beltre. He grounded out to Adam Everett at third, his first time up. Two strikes now from Talbot. It's been around the plate today, Rick. 44 pitches, 31 of them for strikes.
Well, that's how Mitch usually does it. He is a control guy, and he's sometimes it takes him a couple innings to get into the swing of things. Today he started out throwing strikes, but the first time through, hitters are hitting 419 off him. Second time through, it goes down to 324, and then the third time's 143. So he tightens up his zone.
Grounded to first, Laporta to Talbot covering. 2 outs here in the third inning.
Well, you want to make your plans now to be here at Progressive Field when the Minnesota Twins come to town. That starts tomorrow. And also tomorrow and Tuesday's game will start at 7 o'clock. Then the Wednesday game will be at noon. It's a noontime matinee. So create memories now starting at just $8. Get your tickets at Indians.com. You can call 216-420-HITS.
Twins have won 3 in a row. They're playing Kansas City today at 2:10. Here's Nelson Cruz. 0 for 1 with the ground out to third. His first time up today, back in the second inning. But Cruz has homered in consecutive games, both last night and Friday. First time he's done that this year since he had a home run in the first 4 games of the season. Three and 0 now to Nelson Cruz. Mitch Talbot being very careful with the Ranger right fielder. 3-1 now. 5th start of the year here for Mitch Talbot, who spent some time on the disabled list. Strike on the inside corner. 3rd start for Mitch since he's come off the DL. And Indians really need him as well, Rick. Mitch Talbot to be solid in that rotation as he was last year.
They need everything. I mean, every piece of their puzzle. You got to get guys firing on all cylinders. For Mitch, though, it's just that he's just starting to come back and get into the swing of things. He had to start his season over again because he lost so much time because of the injury.
Single to left for Cruz. Texas has their 6th hit of the afternoon. Now Mitch Moreland, the 6th hitter. Rick, how about these numbers on 6 through 9?
Well, the bottom part of their lineup is unbelievable. Look at it. 453. They've hit 3 homers. Cruz, of course, hit a couple of them, 10 ribbies. They've scored 12 runs, 9 extra base hits. When you're getting production like that from the bottom part of the lineup, it just rolls over the top. And they've showed you why they're, the defending American League Central champs, or the American League champs. They go out there and they can dominate you.
Well, and Mitch Moreland hit that solo home run back in the 2nd inning, and he's been as hot as anybody. We talk about Hamilton and Cruz, but Moreland has a hit in 10 of his last 11 games now, and during that time he's 17 for 36. Almost hitting 500.
Well, he hit a bomb coming back there, and it was a fastball out over the plate, and it went to straight away center. You see it hitting over the Indians bullpen where they sit out there a long way away from home plate. And it looked like most of the home runs they've hit in this series, there are no cheapies.
Belcher now is out to talk with Mitch Talbot.
He saw something between Santana and Talbot, and they were going out to talk, so out comes Belcher. I don't know if they were having a communication problem or what, but it didn't take long for Belcher to come on out.
I talked to him for a little while, too, as Dribble Cabrera came in. Oh, 1 count to Mitch Moreland with the runner on 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Texas with another run in this inning. The Elvis Andrus solo home run to left. And there goes the runner, Cruz. Here's the throw, a little high. And Nelson Cruz is safe with the stolen base, his 3rd of the year.
Gets a really good jump, and you don't think Cruz is going to run, but with 2 outs, you can go ahead and take advantage and try and send him. You have a 2-0 lead. If you're not paying attention to him and you're going after that hitter, which they are, they're concentrating on Moreland with 2 outs.
So now Cruz in scoring position for Moreland, who has a 2-1 count. Texas has really done a nice job with runners in scoring position this series, and they've just done a good job all the way around, Rick, in any situation at the plate. There's a shot. Great diving stop by Matt Laporta. He'll make the play. Saved a run. Matt Laporta flashed a little leather here to get the Indians out of the 3rd. But Texas adds 1 on the Andrus homer. It's 2-0. Ball game as you get a look in from our Panini cam high atop the ballpark. It'll be hitters 7, 8, and 9 for the Tribe. Laporta, Kearns, and Everett. 3 righties against left-hander C.J. Wilson, who has faced the minimum through 2. Gave up a leadoff walk to Michael Brantley, but he was erased on a double play. So C.J. Wilson facing just 6 batters thus far. Gets Laporta on a nice off-speed pitch.
Change-up. Well, you know, and Wilson can do that. We told you he averages over 8 strikeouts per game. He'll change speeds. He's not afraid to pitch inside. He can just look at take a model of what Derek Holland did last night. He was throwing in the mid-90s, 93, 94 all night long with some good breaking stuff. But you're going to have to make some adjustments here as an offense.
2-2 now to Matt Laporta. Laporta leading it off here in the 3rd for the Tribe. And he swings and misses. 3rd strikeout for C.J. Wilson today, and also his 3rd K out of the last 4 batters he's faced.
Well, come on down to Progressive Field for lunch in 3 innings on Wednesday. You get a ticket for the Tribe Twins game at 12:05, plus $10 to spend on food and drinks for just $15. Get your tickets now at Indians.com.
Austin Kearns playing in left field today, hitting in the 8-hole, steps to the plate. He'll take strike 1 from C.J. Wilson. Kearns hitting .235 against lefties this year. And quickly he's down 0-2. Well, you can see Wilson is in a groove right now. One and 2 here to Austin Kearns as the Tribe looks for their first hit of the afternoon. And strike 3 called. 4th strikeout for Wilson. And he's on fire right now.
Well, 2 called, 2 swinging. And he just, as I said, he's not afraid to throw inside. There you go. But that wasn't even inside. Kearns lifts up the arms. That's really down the middle when you look at it. And he frame it, get the call. So it's 4 out of his last 5. He has struck out.
Here's Adam Everett. Had him again at third base today. Started the last 3 games there. Jack Hanahan late scratch Friday night with a tight hamstring. Quickly it's 0-2 to Everett. So Wilson's not messing around. Indians finish up this series with Texas today, and they'll open up a 3-game home series tomorrow with the Minnesota Twins. 7:05 first pitch on that one. Tomorrow's pitching matchup, Josh Tomlin, 7-2 on the year for the Tribe, leads the Indians in victories against Scott Baker, who's 2-4. 6:30 for Indians on deck. Hope you can join us. 2-2 here to Adam Everett. And he hits it on the ground to third. That one is a foul ball.
Yes, it was. But, you know, you throw it anyway. I think, wait, did they call it fair?
No, home plate umpire said foul. It's Tim Timmons' call because it was before the bag.
Oh, I saw the crowd clapping like he had a base hit, and you can see it's fair. Now it's foul, and he fields it foul. So we'll do it again at 2-2 for Adam Everett.
Indians utility man who began his major league career with the Astros. Hits that one back up the middle. Wilson tried to kick save it, but no matter. Easy play for Ian Kinsler. The Tribe once again goes 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the fourth, 2-0 Rangers. Progressive Field, Texas on top of Cleveland, 2-0. We'll see hitters 7, 8, and 9 in Ron Washington's batting order. Napoli, Murphy, Chavez. Napoli struck out his only time up back in the second inning. And he takes strike one from Talbot. Napoli, though, has a hit in 5 of his last 6 starts. So, Rick, when a team is struggling like the Indians are right now, losing 8 of their last 11, what do you try to do to get out of it as a player? I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, what would you do? Grounded is short as Asdrubal Cabrera will make the throw for 1 out.
Well, they haven't been able to string anything together offensively, to get anything going. In Texas, they're hitting the long ball. You got to do little things. The pitching staff, they've got to be able to pitch inside to this Texas team, which they haven't done successfully in this series. And they just haven't scored.
Here's David Murphy, singled his first time up. He takes strike one from Mitch Talbot.
They have 18 hits in the series. The offense does for the Indians, so that's not going to do a whole lot of damage.
And in the runs scored department, including today, it's 24-6. As David Murphy hits a single to left field, his second hit this afternoon. And the Rangers again with the runner aboard here in the fourth.
And the bottom part of the lineup. He is 2 for 2.
Hey, check out our website, stohd.com, and when you're there, check out one of our preferred partners, Garfield 1 2323. They've served Northeast Ohio for over 75 years with award-winning siding, windows, and roofing. For a free estimate, visit stohd.com and click on the Garfield 1 2323 banner. Now, Endy Chavez was 8 for 10 in this series. Got a single earlier back in the second inning. And that's part of it, too, Rick. The teams the Indians have played in this last 11-game stretch, they've all been playing pretty well, except for maybe Toronto, and the Indians took 2 of 3 from them.
Well, Toronto was playing okay when they ran into them. They really were. I mean, you just have to pitch better. You have to hit better.
There goes the runner. Murphy trying to steal second. The throw is not in time. And the Rangers have their second stolen base of the afternoon. And that's the 5th of the season in 9 tries for David Murphy.
Well, they feel they can run because they're off and running. They lead the league in stolen bases. That's now 62 as a team. And he steals it easily. That's 5 stolen bases off Talbot now this year. You know, anytime you're playing and you go into a series, I don't care if a team's going well or they're not going well. I mean, your job, if they play baseball like they're capable of, they can beat you. I mean, it's Major League Baseball. You've got to be on top of your game most of the time. You just can't throw that uniform out there and expect to win a series. You've got to go out and earn it. And a lot of times it comes in that first or second game, and they've been very successful in the early part of the series. And that's what's enabled them to win the series. But now Texas has taken it to them the first 3, and they're going for a 4-game sweep. They make you look dead. They haven't done that in Cleveland since 1978. Cripes, I was playing back then.
Back at Old Municipal Stadium. August 11th through the 13th of 78 was the last time Texas swept Cleveland in a 4-game series in Cleveland. It all blends together, though, doesn't it? For you?
Oh, yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday, Al.
Here's a grounder to third. Everett makes the play on Chavez. Murphy holds at second. 2 outs now in the 4th inning. Well, and Texas is going for their first 4-game sweep on the road since 1999 when they did it at the old Metrodome against the Minnesota Twins.
Well, they came into this series where they weren't playing very well. They were 11-15 on the road. They have a chance with a win today to get their road record to 500, 15-15. And they will head to Detroit from here.
So now Ian Kinsler with the runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Kinsler 0 for 2 today. And now 0 for his last 17. Check to swing, not in time though. The count evens at 1-1. Kinsler played at Canyon de Oro High School, same place that Shelley and Chris Duncan played, and also pregame co-host Jason Stanford.
Out in Arizona, huh?
Yep. Kinsler hits that one high in the air to short right. Shin-Soo Choo shading the sun. Tough play, but he's able to find it and make the catch. So Kinsler 0 for 3. Texas finished in the 4th. Still 2-0 though. Rangers. The sunshine, they love to be enjoying the Indians getting some runs against Texas, and C.J. Wilson, who right now has been very good, faced the minimum first time through the order, the only player to reach base. It's the man that'll lead off the fourth inning, Michael Brantley. He led off the first with a walk. He takes strike one from C.J. Wilson. It was just his 40th pitch today. He's thrown 26 of those for strikes. When you talk about getting ahead of hitters, that's exactly what Wilson's done today.
I mean, all he had to do was watch Derek Holland last night. Carbon copy, a couple of left-handers coming at you. And again, what Holland did last night, I saw afterwards where he says, my goal was to go out there, work quickly, and throw strikes and pound the strike zone. Well, they stay on the mound. They do work quickly. They get into a very good rhythm.
Brantley rips that one to right center for a base hit. First one of the day for the Tribe, but Michael Brantley right on that pitch, and he's aboard with nobody out in the fourth inning.
Well, Brantley just puts a quality at-bat up. You know, he walked the first time after he was down in the count. He gets a fastball here. Just laces it over the head of Kinsler at second base. So the first hit and the leadoff man aboard. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
So Brantley aboard for the second time today, and now Orlando Cabrera went into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up. C.J. Wilson just keeps delivering strikes. Wilson was eligible to be selected in the Rule 5 draft back in December of 2004, and everyone passed on him.
Well, sometimes those things are, you know, hits or misses, and more times than not, you miss them or teams will send that guy back. I think one of the biggest Rule 5 drafts was Johan Santana.
Yeah. And you can say that everybody missed on him, and even include the Texas Rangers, because they exposed him and wound up keeping him, but
right,
to their delight. But I'll tell you.
You know, sometimes kids don't mature, especially left-handed pitchers. And this guy was a closer before he became a starter. That's the most action Smitty's had down there in quite some time. A little foul ball that ricochets off to him.
We have Indians third base coach Steve Smith mic'd up for today's game. We'll hear more from him in just a bit. 1-2 the count to Orlando Cabrera. And he hits that one on the ground to third. Beltre gets the short out. To second for one, on to first. A nice turn by Ian Kinsler, and once again Orlando Cabrera hits into the double play. This time it's 5-4-3. Well, speaking of Steve Smith and mic'd up, remember last inning we had that foul ball with Adam Everett. Here's how that conversation went down at third base.
He called it, but he didn't yell it. He just went like this. But he was waiting for him to say something. But usually before the bag, it's the home, right? But he don't. He, you know, I mean, after he sees them too, he can yell. He didn't.
They didn't say anything, Smitty. I hear you. Tell him to speak up. And that's the reason why I think Beltre threw the ball over there. I think he realized it was foul, but he continued to throw it over there because he didn't hear any of the umpires really say foul ball.
1-1 the count to Asdrubal Cabrera now, batting with 2 outs and nobody on. And he hits that one to right center field, but having him played perfectly is Endy Chavez. He makes the catch. Indians retired here in the fourth inning. They get a base hit, though, but it's still Texas up 2-0. Brought to you today by United, proud to fly the Cleveland Indians. By your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, it's time to join the Hyundai movement. And by Panini's, get overstuffed at any one of the 18 locations in Northeast Ohio. Gorgeous day today in downtown Cleveland. A lot of the boaters taking advantage.
Is that the Pulowski yacht pulling in right there?
I wish.
There it goes.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I could probably afford that one. Top of the fifth inning we go here. It's nothing like the SS Manning, though, that's for sure.
The SS, man, that's sunk.
That's why I haven't seen it, right? Andrews, Young, and Beltry. Andrews a home run his last time up. He's 2 for 2 today. Andrews has the average now at 284.
Well, he had a home run in his last at bat. It was a changeup. Mitch Talbot left it down and in, and he ends up speeding up his bat and hits it out on the home run porch for his third of the year. He's fun to watch, offensively and defensively. As I said, and I will continue to mention it in this series, I think you're looking at the two best shortstops in the league between Elvis Andrus and Asdrubal Cabrera. Good pitch. Thought he had one there.
Just off the plate, apparently. So Andrews will head down to first base. And let's go back to our STO studios for the first time this afternoon and check in with Dave Chudowski. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Al, thanks a lot. We have Toronto and Baltimore in the first inning, 1-0 Toronto. Here's Vlad Guerrero. Guerrero with a sharp liner down the line to left. That's going to get into the seats. A ground rule double to tie it up at 1. They score another in that inning, and right now it's 2-1-0s in the third.
Thanks, Dave. And yeah, that American League East, Rick, so far this year, you can make a case for anybody.
Well, your big boys are going to start getting to the forefront.
Here's a double play ball to second. 4-6-3. Michael Young grounds into the double play. Nice turn there by the Cabreras.
Well, the Indians turn their first this afternoon. Michael Young trying to hit that ball in the hole, but hits it right at Orlando. Gets it over to Asdrubal, and they're able to turn it.
Another thing Asdrubal does well, that double play ball at second. He can get it back to first, even when those runners are bearing down on him.
Well, he did a nice job before he even started playing shortstop when he was playing second.
Yep. Look at Adam Everett. Diving play, gets up, the one-hop throw is caught by Matt Laporta. Great defense by the Tribe here in the fifth. Adam Everett. Solid play against Adrian Beltre as you get one more look at it. fifth inning. Santana, Duncan, and Chu against C.J. Wilson. Rangers pitching now has shut out the Indians for the last 13 consecutive innings. So the Tribe just looking to see if they can get something going here against the left-hander.
Well, you want to, man. I mean, you're still in this ball game. It's only a 2-0 game. You've got to create something, get the fans into it, especially after getting shut out yesterday.
Santana hits that one in the air to short right. This could be a tough play for Cruz, but he'll hustle and get there. One out in the fifth inning. And let's take a look now at our recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. This one again about the long ball for Texas. Solo home run by Mitch Moreland. Solo home run by Elvis Andrus. That's accounted for the 2 runs, and that's all C.J. Wilson has needed to this point. Given up just 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and he's faced the minimum now into the fifth inning. Bradley's gotten on twice with a walk and a single. He's been erased twice on a double play. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com.
Well, and you see these Texas pitchers in this series, you witnessed, they just get the ball and throw it, and they get after it. They try and throw strikes. Mike Maddox, their pitching coach, has done a nice job since coming over there, and they don't waste any time.
Shelley Duncan with a hard hit ball to center, but right at Andy Chavez. Quickly 2 outs here in the fifth inning. And the scoreboard update brought to you by your Northern Ohio Ford dealers and the all-new 2012 Ford Focus. Ford, drive one. So Shin-Soo Choo will try and solve C.J. Wilson. He is 2 for 7 against Wilson in his career. Has a home run and 2 runs batted in. Grounded out his first time up back in the second inning. Chu had an 8-game hitting streak that was snapped Friday night. He was off last night. And hits that one hard to the opposite field. This one near the foul pole will hook foul, or slice foul is a more accurate description. 1-2.
That's right. It's like your golf drive, isn't it? A little slice.
Slice, hook. I have them both in my bag.
Well, he had that. He hit that a long way down the left field line, but as you mentioned, it's slice foul. It would have been off the wall, though. And you can see pitches by inning. Holland did that last night. What did he have? That one bad inning. Was it the 6th where he had like 23 or 24 pitches?
And then the rest of the night, I don't think he threw more than 13 in one inning.
Lights out.
That one inside. I think it got Chu, did it? Yep. So Chu is hit by the pitch. He'll head down to first base with 2 outs here in the fifth inning. Now Wilson was staying inside on him those last couple of pitches.
Just caught him on the elbow, it looked like. He's got the padding there, I see. So he ends up taking his base. 2 outs.
Matt Laporta, strikeout victim his first time up. And Wilson with an "I'm watching you" throw to keep Chu honest at first. Chu does have 7 stolen bases in 10 attempts this year. Don't forget tonight on Sports Time Ohio in prime time, all bets are off with Bruce Drennan. That comes your way at 7 o'clock. The Golf Zone at 9 with Jimmy Hanlon. He was at the Memorial this weekend.
Yes, he was. I talked to him this morning. He's back in town, and he's getting ready for his par 3 shootout tomorrow, as a matter of fact. They tape a show. I believe it's out at Lakewood Country Club.
And you were in the finals in the par 3 shootout last year.
That was last year, Al. It's a long year.
Well, you got some time to
Gotta
get
try and
revenge
get
on
back.
Kevin Mack, too.
Yeah, we'll do ours on Thursday this week.
Okay.
It's Monday and Thursday this week, and Monday and Thursday and next week.
There's a shot to left field, but that one is hooking foul as Matt Laporta was out in front of it. Drove it a long way.
I don't know if this was a cutter or what. It looked like it was coming in, and that was a cutter inside. And Matt Laporta just a little bit out in front of that ball.
One and one here to Matt with Chu on first base, 2 outs. He lays off that breaking ball. Laporta hitting over 300 here in the month of June. Has a couple of homers, 4 runs batted in. 308 the average. He hits that one hard, but right at the third baseman, and making the catch there is Adrian Beltre. So the Indians retired in the 5th inning. We'll go to the 6th. Still 2-0 Texas. For the Subway Extreme Fan Zone. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and you'll get great discounts as well on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Fans enjoying their Subway. Rangers have enjoyed Progressive Field this series. Winners of the first 3 games going for the sweep here today. They lead it 2-0 in the 6th. Nelson Cruz to lead it off. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. Just above us here and right next to us in the camera
Ryan
booth.
McD, there he goes. He gets a souvenir. McD, let's go. Come on, go get it. He's going to wait. He'll unhook. There he goes. See, that ball was high enough, and it came in. There he comes. He's coming back.
Yep,
He does. Yeah, he
souvenir.
retrieved it. Very nice. Save it for Michael. He's got it.
2 strikes here on Nelson Cruz. Cruz 1 for 2 today. Has a single and a stolen base back in the 3rd inning. And strike 3 called. Mitch Talbot gets his 3rd strikeout today. Nelson Cruz the victim. 1 out here in the 6th inning for Texas.
You're going to see that little cutter outside edge of the plate. A little harder than your slider. The fastball, and it just moves at the end, and it locked up Nelson Cruz. 3rd strikeout victim for Mitch Talbot.
And now the 25-year-old Mitch Moreland, who's on a tear right now. hit a home run back in the second inning. Hit it hard to first baseman Matt Laporta. Way to make a nifty backhanded play in the third. And Mitch Moreland is quite an athlete. He was also a pitcher in college. He fouls that one off. Mitch Moreland back in 2007 for Mississippi State, team that went to the College World Series, hit 10 home runs and also made 16 relief appearances for that Mississippi State team. And he had a fastball clocked at 95 in college. And he hits that one hard but foul. Moreland was the Rangers' 17th round pick, 2007, out of Mississippi State. You know, it seems, Rick, a lot of guys that make it to the majors did one of two things growing up. They either played shortstop or they were a pitcher. You played shortstop growing up, and then when you get to this level or the professional level in general, even at the minors, you fan out a little bit. There's a broken bat shot to right field. The way things are going for Moreland, that one falls in.
Well, Moreland, the left-handers, and also the bottom part of the lineup. He is hitting 6 today. He's 2 for 3. But not a bad pitch by Talbot. It might have been upstairs. No, it was down off the end of the bat. Change up. Good pitch, but he just gets enough of it, flares it in front of Chu and over the head of Cabrera. Well, Mitch has been a lot like Carmona was. You know, the 2 mistakes have cost him. They're long balls. Last night, Carmona's 2 mistakes were 2-run homers. Today, the good thing is that they're solo home runs. 1 in the second, 1 in the third. But he has kept them around. And he's going to have to continue to do that because the offense for the Indians has just hasn't been showing up. Only 1 hit this afternoon.
Now Mike Napoli with a 1-0 count. Getting back to that about athletes that make it to the majors, Rick, you know, it is kind of funny, isn't it, that if you look and see where everybody played previously, whether it's high school or college, most of them were. Even Josh Hamilton was a shortstop in Little League.
That's where your best athletes play, you know, as you're coming up. And then from there, some guys are too big to play shortstop once they get into professional ranks, or they're going to outgrow the position. Some guys got a great arm. They turn into pitchers.
Chu battling the sun makes the second out.
Well, you don't want to miss the Indians Music Festival. It's presented by Discount Drug Mart, starring Brad Paisley, Blake Shelton, Jared Neiman, the top 3. There's also 7 other additional artists that will take place. For a limited time, get $30 seats for $20. Call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com for your tickets. That'll be next Saturday, right here in the ballpark.
Here's David Murphy with 2 outs and 1 on. Take a strike on the inside corner. Murphy 2 for 2 today. And the 2-out offense coming into today's game for Texas with 2 outs. In the 3 previous games, Rick, they were 14 for 38 with 9 runs scored. Indians 2 for 30 with 0 runs.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have 3 wins in this series, and they're looking to get number 4. They may send them now. They could take a chance if they wanted to start Moreland 0-2.
Murphy stays alive. Mitch Talbot has thrown 91 pitches today, 60 of those for strikes. And he's down 2-0 here in the top of the 6th. Again, the 0-2 pitch coming from Mitch Talbot. Murphy lays off that one. He's 3 for his last 5 in this series. Well, in Texas, besides that power we've talked about at this series, the stolen bases, too. That's what makes them such a dynamic offense. They're not just a team that waits for the home run.
No, that's true. They don't just sit back and wait and go station to station. That's true.
Murphy
he's doing a nice job staying alive, isn't he? Following off some good pitches that Mitch Talbot is throwing. Making him work to get him out.
The 1-2 again. A good block by Carlos Santana. Rangers with 2 runs on 8 hits. Indians no runs on 1 hit. Both teams have played errorless ball. We've seen some good defense today.
Very good defense, no question about it. Infield defense last night. Today, I think the Tribe has made some good plays. Everett, last inning, with a terrific play to end the inning.
And a swing and a miss. So Mitch Talbot comes back and gets David Murphy. 4th strikeout for Talbot. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 2-0 Texas.
Tribe down 2-0. C.J. Wilson, he is twirling a gem out there this afternoon. He's following in the footsteps of Derek Holland, giving up 1 hit to Michael Brantley. Due up, Kearns, Everett, Brantley here in the bottom half of the 6th. Brantley has been on both times today, in the 1st and the 4th, but he was able to get Orlando de Cabrera to hit into double plays, and that has really been it. Chu was hit by a 2-out. There was 2 outs, and he was hit by a pitch and retired the next hitter, Laporta. But there hasn't been a lot of offense for the Tribe.
No, there hasn't. C.J. Wilson has been on it. A swing and a miss for Austin Kearns, who was a strikeout victim his first time up. Well, Tommy Bowen, his research has found some information on that last Texas sweep in Cleveland in 1978. You were 3 for 13. In that series.
Well, Teflon Tom, here he comes. He's breaking out the numbers. I was 3 for 13.
There was little else that happened in that series from August 11th through the 13th.
Well, at least I had 3 hits. You weren't even at a game in that series, Teflon.
And Austin Kearns He's out on strikes.
That is strikeout number 5. 3 of them have been looking. He's going to go right. You see, they sit inside. There it was, top of the zone. Doesn't look like Kearns likes that call, but he gets it.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Adam Everett. Tribe third baseman. 0 for 1 today. Made a great defensive backhanded play in the 5th. Quickly he's down 0-2 here. One and two now to Adam Everett. As the Indians try to get a base runner here in the 6th against C.J. Wilson. Adam pops that one up to short center. Andy Chavez makes the catch. 2 outs here in the 6th. And the Tigers and White Sox underway in Chicago. Let's get the latest now from Dave Chudowski. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Al, thanks a lot. Yeah, big series here. Tigers and the White Sox, and Chicago strikes first in the 1st. Bottom of 1, Paul Konerko back in the lineup with the double to score Carlos Quentin. They add another. It's 2-0. White Sox in the 2nd. Back to you and Rick.
All right, Dave. Last night, Miguel Cabrera, home run in the 9th inning. Helped Detroit to a 4-2 win. But
yeah, they had Bosch's 2-run homer in the 1st and Cabrera's 2-run homer in the 9th.
These two teams, Detroit and Chicago, right now playing the best in the American League Central.
Yeah, we'll be in Detroit next week. What, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or a week from.
Right. Here's Michael Brantley. He has the Tribe's only hit today. Well, the offense hasn't been able to get much going today, but the good news is you're only down 2-0. As Mitch Talbot and the defense have done a good job at keeping the Indians within striking distance.
Yes, he has. But offensively, you have to, create something. Their outs are running out.
Brantley fouled that one off his leg. So 2-2 now to the Indians' leadoff hitter. Looks like that got him on the back portion of his leg, just above his ankle. Full count now to the Indians' leadoff batter.
Now, this is one guy that's had 3 good at-bats against C.J. Wilson. Michael walked his first at-bat, singled, and he's back to a full count again.
And he works another walk. Just the 2nd walk of the day for C.J. Wilson, and Brantley has them both. Time now to check in with our AT&T trivia question and get the answer. Since 2004, American League players have had a 30 home run, 30 stolen base season. Name them. 2 that came to mind quickly for me: Ian Kinsler for the Rangers, Grady Sizemore for the Tribe, Rick.
Right. Then you have Jose Cruz Jr. back in 2001. Of course, Soriano did it 3 times. I forgot about Soriano. He was a Ranger and also a Yankee.
That's the answer to our AT&T trivia question. And there's a line shot by Orlando Cabrera, but back goes Murphy, and he makes the catch. And as this series has gone, when the Indians hit the ball on the nose, it's right at a Ranger. We'll go to the 7th, still 2-0 Texas. In Northeast Ohio, visit paninisgrill.com for a location near you. Gorgeous day today in downtown Cleveland. Sunny, warm, breeze blowing. So we head to the 7th inning with the Rangers once again on top of the Tribe here in this series, 2-0. Fans enjoying the sun and the eats here at Progressive Field, but hoping this offense can get going at some time. Andy Chavez will lead it off for Texas. He'll be followed by Kinsler and Andrus. Chavez 1 for 2 today. Adam Everett in close at third base. Several feet in on the infield grass. Talbot overall, Rick's pitched well today.
Yes, he has. You know, Mitch coming back. He pitched in his last start in in Toronto, did a nice job. 6 2/3 innings. He's into the 7th here and trying to keep it right now, a 2-0 game.
He's 3-0 to Chavez. His next pitch will be his 100th. And it's off the plate. So a 4-pitch walk issued to Andy Chavez.
Well, try the newest hotspot out here at Progressive Field. That is the bleachers, the Time Warner cable bleachers. All tickets just $10. And a reminder, always buy your tickets in advance for great savings.
So Kinsler to the plate with the runner on first. And nobody out here in the 7th inning. Texas up 2-0.
Yep.
There's a ball to Kinsler. So now Carlos Santana will talk to Mitch Talbot as he started the 7th inning with 5 straight wide ones.
I'll send out some birthday wishes today. Betty Faulkner of Fairport Harbor is turning 64. Betty, happy birthday. Aaron Castile of Doylestown is 24. Aaron, happy birthday. And Betty Carney of Olmsted Township is turning 75. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Got a great day to celebrate.
In the American League Central, Minnesota leads Kansas City 3-0. Dave updated you on the White Sox and Twins, or rather White Sox and Tigers. White Sox were up 2-0 on Paul Konerko's first inning homer. That one in the 2nd inning.
He had some injury problems. Didn't he have something wrong with his hand? He's back in there, and he already went deep.
Yeah, Konerko just seems to keep hitting the long ball season after season, and now Tim Belcher is going to go to the mound as the Indians get some action in the bullpen.
Well, after he started this inning and he walked the leadoff man, they were getting somebody up in that bullpen in a hurry. It looks like Joe Smith. So biding some time, let him get ready.
So the Rangers threatening to add on here in the 7th inning. They lead it 2-0. 2-0 count to Ian Kinsler. Kinsler 0 for 3 today. And now 0 for his last 18. And now 3-0 to Ian Kinsler. That 4-pitch walk to Chavez, Rick, was just Talbot's 2nd of the day.
Right. He's been throwing strikes. The other one was to Andrus back in the 5th inning, leading that inning off, but he came right back and got the double play ball. But now he's got his work cut out for him. Definitely do not want to put the first 2 men aboard. Getting into the middle part of the lineup, and Andrus, he can bunt, he can hit and run, he can do a little bit of everything. They may send him here.
Kinsler walks. So the first 2 batters walk here in the 7th inning. So 2 on and nobody out. And that will be the end of the day for Mitch Talbot. Maniacta heads to the mound. The call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Joe Smith coming on. We'll tell you about Joe when we come back. From Wayside Furniture, just in time for Father's Day. There are two ways to enter. Stop by Wayside Furniture in Akron or enter online at stohd.com. Register now to win a recliner from Wayside Furniture, where you'll find better furniture priced lower. And the new pitcher for the Indians here in the 7th inning is Joe Smith.
Smitty coming on for the 20th time this year. He has a 2-1 record. 1.59 ERA. He's coming on with runners on first and second, nobody out, and facing Andrus, who's, boy, they got a number of ways they can go here with a 2-run lead. Looking at Joe Smith, he has inherited 13 base runners this year. 7 of them have come around to score. So he's got his work cut out for him.
And the corners are in on the infield. Andrus showing bunt. And he'll take ball 1. Andrus perfect today. A single, a homer, and a walk.
Well, this doesn't surprise me. He's trying to move the runners along. In this series, the Rangers, with runners in scoring position, against the starters, they were 4 for 20. But against the bullpen, they're 6 for 12. So here he's trying to move them along and add to that lead. Washington would love to put another one on the board.
This time Andrus gets it down, and it's a nice one. Joe Smith off the mound to throw to first, and he gets Andrus. Nice play just to get Andrus on the sacrifice bunt.
A nice bunt.
He does his job as the runners move into scoring position. Now it's second and third.
I mean, he get down, and his job just to move the runners. He does that. That is his 7th sacrifice on the year, and it is a beauty. Only play that Smith has is to get him at first base, and he gets him by a step. So now the Indians will probably they're either going to walk Young and go for the double play, or you bring the infield in, and there it is. They're going to walk him and let Beltre come to the plate and look for the ground ball in this situation.
So Michael Young will get the free pass. This will be the 4th walk of the day for Indians pitchers and the 3rd walk this inning. So Young heads to first. Bases loaded now with 1 out for Adrian Beltre. The Rangers in the 7th inning this series, Rick, have been very good. 5 runs the other night. They scored last night. They got a couple of runs on a homer. So here again, trying to build on a 2-0 lead.
Well, sometimes you get in and you're playing a team. I remember last year against the Yankees, it was a 7th inning that did damage to the Indians in a lot of the ball games there. I don't know what it is, but Joe's going to see if he can get that ground ball and get out of it.
Strike one to Adrian Beltre. He's 0 for 3 today. Infield is at double play depth. Laporta, though, is in on the edge of the infield grass at first. Smith gets ahead of Beltre now 0-2.
Well, and he got ahead of him on 2 very good pitches. So now you've got him having to expand his strike zone.
Beltre pops that one foul. It'll make the seats. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the 7th inning for Texas. Joe Smith trying to hold the game right here at 2-0. He came on in relief of starter Mitch Talbot. Another good pitch. Wasted that time by Beltre. There's a grounder to short. There's the double play ball. 6, 4, 3. Joe Smith gets out of it, as do the Indians here in the 7th. Texas leaves them loaded. Time now for the Cleveland Clinic 7th inning stretch. Indians fans, it's time for you to get up and move it. Field, Tribe fans trying to get the Indians into it here offensively as they trail the Rangers 2-0. C.J. Wilson has thrown 77 pitches through 6 innings, 13 of 20 for first pitch strikes, and Wilson hasn't thrown more than 15 pitches in any one inning. He'll face Asdrubal Cabrera, Santana, and Duncan. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 for the Indians here. in the 7th, and you get a look at that line, Rick. It's a good one.
I don't want to look at that line. Only 77 pitches. It is a very good one. Total control.
Asdrubal Cabrera, 0 for 2 today, lined out in the 4th inning. For the series now, 4 for 15. And he takes ball 1 from Wilson. Hard hit ball to third. Nifty backhanded play by Beltry. Throws out Cabrera. First out here in the 7th inning. Let's take a look now at today's Miller Taste Greatness moment. Nolan Ryan, former Texas Rangers, throwing his 7th no-hitter. Did it against the Toronto Blue Jays. What a pitcher.
Who was that last hitter for Toronto? Did you see that?
Robbie Alomar.
You got it.
That's tonight's Miller Taste Greatness moment. Nolan Ryan.
And
forever
now,
a Ranger indeed.
Yeah, he's the president over there now. Actually, owner, isn't he? Yeah. Owner, that's right. Went from president to owner a little while ago.
And Santana rips that one foul. Quickly 0-2 on
we
Carlos.
talk about C.J. Wilson. Even when you go back to his last start, which was against Tampa Bay, in his 13 innings pitched, including this start, he's only given up 4 hits. 6 walks, 15 punch-outs.
And that went in the dirt. You know, C.J. Wilson, just one of those competitive guys. He says when he's done with baseball, he'd like to go for a pro racer series. Drives his Porsche on a track right now. He'd like to get into race car driving.
Well, he's got to wait till he gets out of baseball to do that. But there's plenty of time.
Well, he says he's getting his racing licenses now and going to the driver's school, so getting all that out of the way.
The need for speed.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got it on the fastball today, and it's to be in a racing car when he's done here. 2-2 now to Carlos Santana. It's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and flyout. Santana hits that one to center. Back goes Chavez. This one hit pretty well, and it's over his head. Off the wall. Santana on his way to second base. He'll stay right there with a 1-out double here in the 7th inning.
Well, just the second hit, and it's a pitch out over the plate. Looks like a changeup, 85 miles per hour, that Santana stays on and drills straight over the head of Chavez in center field. He'll short hop the wall and come back, so they do have a runner in scoring position. First time today that they have had a man in scoring position and a chance to cut the lead in half with a base hit.
And just the 4th base runner of the day for the Tribe. So now a runner in scoring position for Shelley Duncan, who's hitting .333 with 12 runs batted in, with runners in scoring position this year. As the crowd comes to life here in downtown Cleveland. Good off-speed pitch there for Wilson. Strike 1 to Duncan.
Well, you get into this situation, and that goes to show you sometimes the younger pitchers will go the harder the better. I'm going to power my way through this. You see, he pulls the string and throws one of the slowest pitches that he threw today. And he had Shelley Duncan out front. He knows that in this situation, this guy's trying to take one swing and either tie the game up or at least get a base hit, so he slows it down. The only thing he's going to try, he'll show him the fastball, I would think, in an at-bat, and then attack him with the off-speed pitches. What you would like is to see him make a mistake. With Santana, he left the changeup a little bit up, and out over the plate. And Carlos stayed on it.
Foul tip for Duncan. So now the count goes to 1-2. Shin-Soo Choo batting in the 6th hole is on deck. And Duncan hits that one hard to left field, but Murphy is right there. 2 outs. So good 2-strike contact, but right at David Murphy. Santana holds at second. So now it's up to Shin-Soo Choo with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Choo hitting just 182 with runners in scoring position this year. 0 for 1 today, was hit by a pitch his last time up. Choo was right on that pitch.
Well, he put a good swing on a fastball. It was just a hair above. Held it straight back.
Going back to last night, the Rangers have thrown 15 shutout innings at the Tribe. Choo trying to break that string here. Checked his swing. Not in time, says third base umpire Eric Cooper. To the dismay of the Indians faithful.
Well, when you look at it, you'll see he probably did go. He couldn't check his swing, and he pulls it back on that breaking ball. So now he's got a battle, down in 2 strikes.
High and tight there. So 1-2 to Choo with Carlos Santana on second base. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Tribe down 2-0. A couple of solo home runs. Moreland in the 2nd. Andrus in the 3rd. That's been it today in the scoring department. And Choo went too far there. C.J. Wilson gets his 6th strikeout. Works out of the inning. Indians leave 1. We'll go to the 8th. Still 2-0 Rangers. The Tribe left-hander Tony Sipp.
All right, Joe Smith did his job to get out of that. Bases loaded, one out, got a double play to keep it 2-0. Now it's Tony's job. Until that offense can find something, that's been a tough go for the Indians in this series. Sipp for the 25th time will face Cruz, Moreland, Napoli.
Hitters 5, 6, and 7. Manager Ron Washington's lineup. And the first pitch is a fastball inside to Cruz, who's 1 for 3 today. A 2-0 here to Nelson Cruz. Rangers with 2 runs on 8 hits. Indians no runs on 2 hits. Errorless ball played thus far today by both sides. Cruz on that 2-0 pitch fouls it back out of play. Fourth inning in Kansas City. The Minnesota Twins, who are coming in tomorrow night, lead Kansas City 3-0. They'll open up a 3-game series at 7:05. Josh Tomlin against Scott Baker, the pitching matchup tomorrow.
Well, Minnesota's won their last 3. They have a chance to go to a 4 in a row. The Indians stay down in this one. That'll be their 4th in a row for the first time this year. So they're going to have to make a comeback.
Two and 2 to Cruz. And the count goes full here. Cruz, the leadoff batter for the Rangers here in the 8th inning. Also in the AL Central, White Sox 2, Detroit 0, 3rd inning in Chicago. And a swing and a miss. Tony Sipp gets the 5th strikeout for Indians pitching today, his first. Let's take a look at today's box score, brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. Introducing the Hyundai Assurance Trade-in Value Guarantee. And for the Rangers today, 3 players with multi-hit efforts: Andrus, Moreland, and Murphy. And Andrus and Moreland have been the difference with the solo shots. One out for Mitch Moreland, who's 2 for 3 today. Today's attendance, 20,621. And a pop fly towards the seats. Everett near the railing will give it a look, but it's out of play. Well, again, we were talking about Hamilton and Cruz and what they've been able to do with the long ball, but how about Mitch Moreland with 2 more hits today? He now is 18 for his last 38, covering his last 11 games.
Well, they're pretty solid all the way through that lineup. They've been able to, the last 2 days, make their run stand up. The home run ball, they hit a couple in each game, and they're able to keep it intact. The pitching has been very good. The left-handers, Holland, and now C.J. Wilson.
And Sipp jumps ahead of Moreland 1 and 2. Now, when you have the kind of hitting that the Rangers do, it's got to help the pitching staff knowing that, hey, at some point, this lineup's going to give me some runs.
Well, for years, the Rangers went out there and they could score. They just could never pitch. And in the last few years, they have turned that around.
Santana will throw to first to retire Moreland. Second strikeout victim for Tony Sipp. 6th for the Indians here today. And you can sign up now for the July 11th Red Cross Cup, supporting the American Red Cross of Greater Cleveland. You'll play golf at historic Canterbury Golf Club for a great cause, and all funds raised will remain in the Greater Cleveland area. Sign up now at redcrosscup.org.
Well, that's your club, isn't it? That's your home course over there, Canterbury.
It was, till my friend I used to go with moved.
Oh, your friend. It was your home course.
It was always
your
his
friend
guest.
was there.
Yeah.
America's guest, Al.
You take it where you can get it,
Absolutely. That's a nice place.
Yeah, it sure is. Here's Napoli now with 2 outs. Napoli 0 for 3 today. Once again later tonight, all bets are off. Bruce Drennan at 7, Golf Zone with Jimmy Hanlon at 9, and the par 3 challenges. We're starting to do those for this year, starting to shoot those coming up this week as Napoli is down 1-2, and it was a lot of fun last year. A lot of people commented on that par 3 challenge, so a lot of people watched it and enjoyed it.
It can be fun. It could also be entertaining. You could see a couple of good shots and some bad shots as well.
Sip trying to strike out the side. That pitch inside to Napoli. It's 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Tony Sip sets down the Rangers in order as he strikes out the side here in the 8th inning. 7th strikeout for Tribe pitching. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Indians looking for some magic. Splashed Progressive Field today. 2-0 Rangers have the lead. The bottom third of the Indians lineup is due to bat. Laporta, Kearns, and Everett against C.J. Wilson. Tossing shutout ball for 7 innings thus far. On the backs of Derek Holland, who touched a 9-inning shutout last night. 5-hitter. So Matt Laporta 0 for 2 today, lined out. The third baseman Adrian Beltre his last time up. Try to get it going for the Tribe here in the 8th.
Wilson's keeping things tidy. He's even cleaning the rubber out there with his glove. Yeah, he has been just as good, if not better than Holland. Holland gave up 5 hits, but he threw less pitches because right now Wilson's sitting at 94.
Laporta checks his swing there at the low pitch. Now they're looking for an appeal.
It's a little late, isn't it?
I could hear Tim Timmons up here saying to Mark Carlson, Mark, and then he finally said, no, he was safe. No swing. Now 1-2 to Matt Laporta. Now the 1-2 pitch. And Laporta reaches out, hits that one to left. Murphy coming on, won't get there. It's a leadoff single for Matt Laporta. And the Indians put one on with nobody out here in the 8th.
Well, whatever you have to do to put the ball in play, good things can happen. He was fooled by this pitch. It was a terrific breaking ball down and away, maybe out of the zone. But Laporta able to get the bat to it, at least put it in play. Gets a base hit. He had C.J. Wilson 11 0-2 1-2 counts, and he made a good pitch, but Laporta did a better job of hitting the baseball. So you have the leadoff man aboard. 8th inning, their inning this year, outscoring opposition 30-12.
And now Austin Kearns observes ball 1. Kearns 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. Now 2-0 to Austin Kearns. Indians trying to get a rally going here. Well, the pitching and defense has kept it close. Now, Rick, hopefully some of that little late inning magic.
That's what it's going to take. And you're in the right inning to do it.
And Kearns hits that one hard to left center field. Murphy, though, going over as the outfield was played very deep. And he'll make the easy catch for out number 1.
They're in that no doubles defense is what it was. He hit it off the end of the bat.
And the Gathering Place supports, educates, and empowers individuals and families touched by cancer. For every Indians home run, Matt and Rick will each donate $5 to the Gathering Place, while Great Clips donates $50. Our total so far this season is $3,300. For more information, visit touchedbycancer.org. Great needs, great deeds, great clips. So now Adam Everett, 0 for 2 today. He swings and misses at the first one from C.J. Wilson. That was his 101st pitch today. 66 of those have been for strikes. One out. Laporta at first base here in the 8th. C.J. Wilson again ahead of a hitter, 0-2. Fourth time today.
13 on the day, 0-2, 1-2.
0-2, 1, okay. Now you get ahead that many times, you're going to have that advantage. That's what.
Well, good things happen when pitchers can do that because you expand the strike zone of the hitter, and you force them to swing at something normally they wouldn't want to swing at in a 2-0 or 2-1 count. And it's just that much tougher. You have to protect the zone. You can't be as disciplined, sit on pitches. Exactly what Laporta did. Laporta got it started because he found a way just to put the ball in play. He didn't hit it hard, but found a hole.
Everett takes that one low. Michael Brantley is on deck. He's been the one player that C.J. Wilson hasn't been able to get out today. And a swing and a miss for Everett. 7th strikeout for C.J. Wilson. And 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Exactly what we're talking about here. He got Everett to swing at a pitch out of the strike zone. So expanded his zone, got the 7th strikeout. And here comes the skipper making the call because he has struggled. This is a lefty, that he's taken out of the ball game because Brantley has been on 3 times. So a pretty good game there by C.J. Wilson. Back-to-back starts by the left-handers have done an outstanding job.
So we'll take a break, tell you about the new Rangers pitcher right after this. Darren Oliver.
Old Man River just keeps right on rolling. Appearing for the 24th time. He has appeared once in this series. And 1993 you have to go back to for Darren Oliver, appearing in his first game with the Texas Rangers.
If he started, he's relieved. As you said, he keeps
been
rolling
there.
on.
Yeah, he sure does. He's been there, I think, 3 different times. And, I mean, he just continues to come out of the bullpen and throw strikes and get outs.
He'll face Michael Brantley. Lefties this year hitting .237 against him, 9 for 38. But if you're left-handed and can get guys out at the big league level, there will always be a job for you. Ball 1 to Michael Brantley. He's walked twice, 1 for 1, singled back in the 4th inning. He's the only Indian to reach base each time that he's appeared at the plate. Matt Laporte at first base, 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Laporte led off the 8th with a single. Just the 3rd hit of the day for the Tribe. Two and 1 now to Brantley. Adrian Beltre even with the bag at 3rd.
Well, Murphy way over on the line in left field. They're playing him like a right-handed pull hitter, but Brantley just looking to get on base and keep the thing going. Slow curveball, about 77 miles per hour. And then he has a cutter. He's got his fastball. He just keeps you off stride, never throws you the same pitch twice.
You know, if Brantley could pull one down the line here, he could run for a long time. Got a piece of that one. But Nelson Cruz in right field is really in the gap.
Well, watch the break on this. I mean, this is an excellent pitch, and Brantley lucky, but he gets a piece of it because he's not trying to pull it. He's just trying to wait on it and just hit it where it's pitched, and he was lucky to get a piece of it.
Again, the 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Michael Brantley retired for the first time today. That's the 7th strikeout for Rangers pitching, the first for Oliver. We'll go to the 9th, 2-0 Texas. Past Tuesday, we see closer Chris Perez.
Well, has to come in and get some work. No opportunities in the series. Still a 2-0 ball game. Perez for the 24th time. We are into June, and you look only 20 2/3 innings. It's been a dry spell for him as far as save situations go.
David Murphy swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. He's 1 for 2 today. It'll be Murphy, Chavez, and Kinsler. Hitters 8, 9, and 1 here in the ninth against Chris Perez. Quickly 0-2 to David Murphy. Chris Perez has only blown one save this year. This, of course, not a save opportunity, but he's 14 of 15 overall, and he had a string of 16 consecutive save opportunities since last August 12th. That was snapped on April 21st against KC, but that's been the only time he's blown a save since then. And he's ahead 0-2 here to David Murphy. There's one back up the middle, a base hit for David Murphy. So he's aboard with a leadoff single here in the ninth inning.
Couple of strikes. He goes with the breaking ball and right between the legs into center field for the Rangers. Hit number 9 today. Murphy with his third hit.
Now Andy Chavez, he has a base hit today, 1 for 2 with the walk. Showing bunt. I'll take that for ball 1. Chavez 8 for 11 in this series. He's playing in center field today with Josh Hamilton given the day off. And there goes Murphy. Chavez punches that one to the shortstop. Cabrera had to go back to get it, throws, and gets him. Great play by Asdrubal Cabrera. He was heading to second base, had to stop and come back to get that ground ball.
Yeah, it really was a nice place. They put the hit and run on. He went around the square on pitch number 1. And then, as you see, he's starting to vacate and then realizes that ball's hit my way. I got to get over there, and makes a throw across just to get Chavez. Very nice play by Asdrubal. They're playing a little hit and run. They didn't want to give up an out, although they get the runner in scoring position now. Same thing as a bunt. They gambled and try and go first to third.
So a runner in scoring position for Ian Kinsler, who's 0 for 3 today, does have a walk back in the 7th inning. We'll see strike 1 from Chris Perez. Kinsler 0 for his last 18, 0 for 15 in this series. But he has hit a couple of balls very well, Rick, and he could break out at any time, obviously.
He sure can. He's a good offensive player.
Perez just misses there. 2-1 now to Ian Kinsler, with David Murphy at second base, 1 out here in the 9th inning. And the Rangers in the lead 2-0. Kinsler laces that one, but foul. He was out in front of that pitch. 2-2 now to the Rangers' second baseman.
But you see what this guy can do when in a hitter's count 2-1, and he's looking fastball, and he gets it. He just a little too quick on that pitch, but he was looking for it. He got the pitch he was looking for and hit it hard. He just hit it foul.
So now 2-2 to Kinsler. That breaking pitch hit to left center. Brantley cruises over and makes the catch for the second out. Kinsler 0 for 4 today. 2 outs in the inning with Elvis Andrus coming to the plate. Murphy stays at second base, and Andrus today has a single, a home run, a walk, and a sacrifice. And as you've talked about him all weekend, Rick, a good all-around player. He's done it all around at the plate this afternoon.
Yes, he has. Well, and he's used the whole field. He's gone from the right field line where he's hit some pitches you wouldn't believe. They were upstairs to the left field line where his home run came today.
As the average up to 284 now. It was back at 167 in early April. So he's really raised the average, but here he's down 0-2 to Chris Perez. A couple of good pitches there by Chris to get ahead of him. Andrus lays off that one. The base hits today. Andrus now on a 5-game hitting streak. Chris Perez trying to make him the final out of the 9th inning. Andrus hits that one foul. Rangers with 2 runs on 9 hits today, both on solo home runs. Moreland and Andrus have hit them. They've stranded 8. Indians no runs on 3 hits. They've stranded 4. Andrus pops that one foul. Again, it'll make the seats. So we'll do it again at 1-2 with Murphy at second base. 2 outs here in the 9th. Good block by Santana. Andrus lines that one to center. Michael Brantley going back. He'll have room. Make the catch. Chris Perez retires the Rangers here in the 9th, stranding a runner at second. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Indians need 2. Neftali Feliz, who has entered.
Well, you figure you would see him in a 2-0 ball game. Oliver comes in, did his job, got the one out he needed to get. They'll turn it over to their closer, who is 12 out of 15 in save opportunities this year. He has a save in this series. He will be going through the two Cabreras and Santana. So the last hope for the Indians, they're trying not to be shut out for 2 consecutive days. The one good thing in this ball game, even though the Rangers have homered twice, it's only a 2-0 game, a couple of solo shots. They've been able to keep themselves in the ball game and a chance to come back.
And Craig Gentry enters the game in center field for Endy Chavez. And we'll have a pinch hitter as well for the Indians, Travis Buck. Will bat for Orlando Cabrera. Buck this year hitting .303 against righties. He swings to the first pitch and pops it straight up at home plate. Napoli makes the catch and foul ground for 1 out. Stay tuned after the game for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show right here on Sports Time Ohio. Conrad's, home of the lowest everyday tire price guarantee. We'll have Indians Rangers highlights and analysis for you. Also, Maniacta's press conference and other highlights from around the majors with Dave Chudowski. So make sure you keep it right here on Sports Time Ohio for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show immediately following this one. Now Asdrubal Cabrera with 1 out. He takes strike 1 from Feliz. Cabrera 0 for 3 today. Hits that one on the ground, but foul. So quickly, Feliz ahead of Cabrera 0-2. Minnesota in town tomorrow to open up a 3-game series. 7:05 first pitch. Tomlin against Baker. We'll get you started with Indians on deck at 6:30. Matt will be back. Cabrera stays alive. It's the thing with Feliz, Rick. You see C.J. Wilson, and then you get Feliz. It doesn't get much easier.
No, it does not. This guy's just getting back in the swing. An easy 94-96. He has good stuff. As we mentioned earlier, they tried to make him a starter in spring training. It just didn't pan out. They ended up putting Ogando in there. Right. And the guy's undefeated. He's 6-0, and they push Feliz back into the bullpen to be their closer.
Well, things have gone right for the Rangers, especially lately. A swing and a miss. Feliz, his first strikeout. That's the 9th for Rangers pitching. And 2 down here in the 9th inning. That'll bring Carlos Santana to the plate. 1 for 3 today with a double back in the 7th inning. Rangers trying to shut out the Indians for the 2nd consecutive day. But Carlos Santana will try to have something to say about that right here. Ball 1 to Santana. Grady Sizemore has come out on the on-deck circle. He will bat for Shelley Duncan if Santana can find a way on. Santana grounds it to first. Moreland makes the play. The flip to Feliz. The game is over. A sweep for the Texas Rangers. Their first here in Cleveland since 1978 of a 4-game series. As C.J. Wilson gets the win. Oliver pitched to one batter in the 8th, and then closing it out in the 9th, Neftali Feliz. And the Rangers defeat the Tribe, and for the first time this season, the Indians have lost 4 straight. Time now for today's play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank. Thank you for making KeyBank the #1 bank in Northeast Ohio.
Well, let's look at C.J. Wilson, another outstanding performance by a Ranger pitcher. He had it all working today. The fastball, the slider, the changeup. He was aggressive. He did not give up many hits. He only gave up 3 hits. He struck out 7, walked 2. Total command of this ball game, so the second straight game that the Indians were shut out. C.J. Wilson adds to that. That will be our KeyBank key play of the game.
So the Rangers a winner 2-0. Solo home runs by Moreland and Andrews were all they got today, but that's all they needed as they defeat the Tribe 2-0. Stay tuned. Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show coming up next.